Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Ashton, we very much appreciate your record in the courage that you've expressed in the past. And as you and I talked about, the CIA has an unfortunate history of striking back at its own Inspector General. Director Hayden did this in response to the Inspector General's investigation of torture. Director Brennan did this after the Inspector General investigated the CIA's spying on this committee. Can you assure us this afternoon that this history will not influence what you choose to review or how you choose to review it?
Thank you, Senator Wyden, for that very good conversation that we had the other day. I learned a lot from you about that history, and it was very interesting to me. I hadn't known all of those details, to tell you the truth, but I can assure this committee that the way I have practiced law for the last 35 years and the way I've handled my career for the last 35 years, mostly as a prosecutor, trying some of the toughest cases that you can try, and when I was at the Office of Professional Responsibility, where I was in a somewhat sensitive situation where I was the director of the Office of Professional Responsibility, which was responsible for deciding whether assistant U.S. attorneys and the agents working with them had committed misconduct or engaged in any kind of illegal or unlawful practices, whether they should be disciplined, whether they should be fired. All of those positions and others that I've had required great strength and independence and the ability and the willingness to look at facts and follow the facts, analyze those facts, and if they lead, wherever they lead, you go to that conclusion, that place, without any kind of partiality, bias, or thinking about what happened to prior inspectors general, for example. I will not do that. I will focus on the facts, and I will analyze them and act appropriately on those facts. But I will not be intimidated by what has happened to my predecessors, because that would just take my eye off the important ball. And the important thing, the goal that we are trying to achieve here is to achieve effective oversight. I will be a partner with this committee in that effort, and I will not be distracted by what might have happened to my predecessors.
I was impressed by your past record, and your exemplary statement today is consistent with it, and I look forward to supporting your nomination.
Thank you.
I have a question for Ms. Abizaidand. Ms. Abizaidand, less than 3 months ago, the National Counterterrorism Center released its own 12-333 procedures related to when it can collect, retain, and search for information on Americans. For example, the agency can collect, quote, publicly available information. Do you believe that includes commercially available data? And if so, do you believe that the center should be intentionally purchasing the personal data of Americans?
Thank you very much, Senator, for the question. I'm generally aware of the issue. I haven't engaged in it deeply just because I haven't been in the intelligence community here for the last recent years. That said, my understanding is on this particular issue, Director Haynes has also recognized the complexity here and committed to working with this committee to develop a framework that should guide intelligence community procedures, including those of NCTC, on this very important issue. You know, if I am confirmed, I would commit to working closely with her and with members of this committee, with you in particular, to make sure that we're striking the right balance related to that framework.
All right, I'll have some additional questions for the record for you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.